Have you ever had your kid's teacher recognize your tramp stamp from Hornhub? Parent-teacher conference night was supposed to be routine. I'd prepared questions about Lily's reading level and her progress in math. What I hadn't prepared for was Mr. Garrison, her third-grade teacher, freezing mid-handshake when I turned to grab my folder from my bag. His face went white, then red, then back to white. "Ms. Porter," he stammered, suddenly unable to make eye contact. I should explain. 10 years ago, before Lily was born, I'd made exactly 3 adult videos to pay off my student loans. Nothing extreme, just enough to clear $40,000 in debt. I'd worn a wig, used a stage name, and had one distinguishing feature, a distinctive compass tattoo on my lower back with the phrase, "Not all who wander," in script. I'd gotten it at 18, thinking I was deep. Now at 32, it was usually hidden under professional clothing. But that evening, when I'd bent to get my folder, my blouse had ridden up just enough. Mr. Garrison had clearly seen it and made the connection. The man was sweating through his button-down, shuffling papers like his life depended on it. "So, Lily," he squeaked, voice an octave higher than normal. "She's doing great. Excellent. Perfect. Actually, she should probably skip a grade." This was confusing because Lily was struggling with multiplication tables just last week. "Mr. Garrison, are you feeling all right?" I asked, genuinely concerned. He looked like he might faint. That's when he made the mistake that changed everything. He pulled out his phone, apparently to show me Lily's grades, but accidentally revealed his browser was still open to a very specific video site. We both stared at his phone screen in horror. He slammed it face down so hard the case cracked. Other parents in the hallway turned to look. "I can explain," he whispered urgently. "It's not what it looks like." "Really?" I said calmly, though my heart was racing. "Because it looks like you're watching adult content on school property during parent conferences." His face somehow got even redder. I was researching. No, wait, he took a breath. "Look, I recognized your tattoo. I'm not proud of it, but I've seen your work." I panicked. I leaned forward, keeping my voice steady. "Mr. Garrison, what I did 10 years ago paid for my education. What you're doing right now could end your career. I suggest we both pretend this conversation never happened," but he couldn't let it go. Over the next month, he became weird around Lily. He gave her special treatment, perfect grades she hadn't earned, and made her line leader every day. Other kids noticed. Parents started asking questions. Lily came home crying because kids called her teacher's pet, saying she was getting unfair advantages. I requested a meeting with the principal, Mrs. Winters. I explained that Mr. Garrison seemed to have developed some kind of inappropriate interest in giving Lily special treatment, and I was concerned about the reasoning. I didn't mention our conference encounter, just documented examples of the favoritism. Mrs. Winters investigated and found something disturbing. Mr. Garrison had been searching my old stage name on school computers. He'd saved images to a folder labeled Parent Research. He'd even bragged to another teacher about knowing something scandalous about a parent. When they checked his classroom computer more thoroughly, they found he'd been doing this with multiple parents, searching for anything he could find online to leverage or gossip about. He was placed on administrative leave immediately. During the investigation, 6 other parents came forward with stories of him making uncomfortable comments based on things he'd found online about them. One mother's boudoir photos from her photography business, another father's DUI from college, even a grandmother's bankruptcy filing. The school board held an emergency meeting. I attended but didn't speak. I didn't need to. Mr. Garrison had hung himself with his own rope. He was fired for inappropriate use of school resources, violating privacy policies, and creating a hostile environment for students whose parents he was researching. After the meeting, Mrs. Winters pulled me aside. "I know there's more to your story with Mr. Garrison," she said quietly. "Whatever it is, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Your past is your business, not his." I transferred Lily to a different school the next year, not because of shame, but because she deserved a fresh start without the shadow of that drama. At her new school, I keep my tattoo carefully covered, not because I'm ashamed of my past, but because I've learned that some people can't handle the complexity of women who've made unconventional choices to survive. Mr. Garrison lost his teaching license. Last I heard, he was working at a call center, which seems fitting. He spends his days talking to strangers who hang up on him, just like he should have hung up that browser before our parent-teacher conference. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. Research Opus 4.1.